What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mike and Ant by your host, Mike and Ant. And I know it's been a long time, it's been almost 2 months now, but we back. Mike, what's good?
Chilling, man. Getting ready for the rebrand. We eventually have that live show going every Tuesday, and we'll still be flooding the YouTube with periodic recordings. But it feels good to be back, and the NFL season's almost back. So, I mean, what time to get ready?
Yeah, and we're getting to the thick of things in the NBA playoffs. This will be an NFL episode, but before we start, though, I do want to say it's been a sad week in basketball. I just want to say rest in peace to Brandon Clark, who of the Memphis Grizzlies, who passed away. I believe it was Wednesday or Tuesday. But they found him here in L.A. He OD'd. So
Yeah.
RIP to him. Condolences to his family. Condolences to the Memphis Grizzlies. I know that has to be tough. It's a sad situation. I mean, only 29 years old, has so much life ahead of him, had a long career too ahead of him, and you hate to see somebody wasted on drugs. But rest in peace to him. And then also too, I believe it was the same day, but then Jason Collins passed away of brain cancer. Obviously, he's known for being the first athlete to come out the closet. So he's a trailblazer in that aspect. But rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. I know his twin brother played in the NBA as well, and I believe he's currently an assistant coach. I think in New Orleans. I'm not sure, but I know he's coaching. So just condolences to him and his family, and yeah, rest in peace to both of them. Any thoughts?
And sad stories, man. I'm just sending prayers out to the families, but not too much thoughts in these, man. It's already a sad situation. Doesn't need nothing else more.
I agree. We can give a moment of silence to both of them before we get started. All right. So on this episode, we're gonna break down the 2026 NFL schedule. This year's schedule is pretty interesting. The NFL is definitely doing something different this year, tapping into different markets, different days, creating holidays this year. And then also too, I'll just say the NFL, they're trying to take over every holiday. We'll get to the Super Bowl later on, but we'll go through the schedule. We'll start with week one, and one of the things the NFL is doing different is that normally, since I believe since 2001, every year the defending Super Bowl champion opens the season on Thursday night. This year the NFL is doing something different. They're having the defending champions open the season on a Wednesday night for the first time in NFL history, as we get a Super Bowl 60 rematch between the Patriots and the Seahawks. That's to kick off the season. And then Thursday night, we get Niners versus Rams in Australia. Kyle Shanahan is not happy about this game. Um, I don't. I believe Sean McVay is not too happy about this game either, but he's not going to speak out against his owner because his owner is the one that requested this game to be played in Australia.
Sean McVay doesn't look happy about too much as of late.
Nah, not he even contradicted his GM.
Yeah.
But
I, I just throw one little slick comment in there. I think he might have been trying to turn lemons into lemonade, and, and he couldn't hold his emotions when he got up to that podium. It's good they tried to backtrack it, but the story's changed 3 times from then till now. He
well,
wasn't happy with the pick.
he was. You could see it in his face. He was not happy with that draft pick. And to make it even worse, I text the when it happened, and I was like, yeah, according to reports, and it ended up being true. Les Snead is friends with Ty Simpson's dad, so it's kind of like doing his homeboy a favor. I'm gonna draft your son, type of
I,
thing.
I don't know if he's necessarily doing him a favor because I did go over Simpsons tape and stuff, and I won't detour too much with this. I think he is warranted for a first round pick. But I think the hard truth that people may or may not understand. Stafford retires, I think McVay retires. I don't think McVay cares about your next quarterback. So I think that's the miscontent there. It's like, look it, I think that McVay wants to give his last run. Say Stafford's said 2 years, 4 years. I think that's what Sean McVay's tied to. So I think that he wants to win this now, 1 through 4 years, and he's gone anyways. So I don't think he cares about who your future quarterback is. That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, 'cause I think for him, he wanted the team to draft a player that could help him now,
Yeah.
not a player that's gonna help him, 3, 4 years from now.
Sadiq, Lemon, um, Cooper,
Mhm.
which would have been high at that spot. Trey, I personally, you know, uh, I wasn't in on the Tate stock, but I would have absolutely traded up for Jordan Tyson. Risk injury or not, I think he if you watch his fluidity and just like him, he plays kind of like Jay Jett is. So if you could get him healthy, he was the one.
Well, for me, though, seeing how the draft played out, they didn't even have to trade up. They coulda just stayed right at where they're at 13, and they still coulda got, Lemon.
Yeah. Could have got Lemon, Sadiq, Cooper.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a bunch of different people you could have got there. It is what it is, though.
It is what it is, but I was gonna say this, though. We're not even sure if McVay can even has the patience to develop a young quarterback. We
Yeah,
saw what he did with Jared Goff. He had no patience with Goff whatsoever, and
yeah. I seen
ended
the
up taking
debate.
Goff
I
out of
seen the
there.
debate. A lot of people talk about he has a proven record of. Listen, people be bold liars. He didn't develop Baker Mayfield. He didn't really develop Jared Goff. If that was the case, why was he upset at the end? If he was that good of a developer, why didn't he like the finished product? He didn't
Well,
develop
not
Jared
only
Goff.
that, but Goff has statistically been better in Detroit than he ever was with the Rams.
And this is my point. So he hasn't developed a young quarterback. Baker coming through for a quick skedaddle when he already has Heisman Trophy potential, bro. That's not developing. He was. It just is what it is. Stafford definitely didn't need developing, and I
And
haven't
in
seen.
Washington, he definitely did not develop Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, so I just look at, and they didn't develop IG3 because they phased them out. So you
Well,
do the math
well,
here.
yeah, well, back then though, he was just the tight end coach. That was Kyle Shanahan.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, any system you could attach him to, we have not seen a quarterback developed. We haven't.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that's just my whole thing. And it's not nothing against McVay, because I think McVay is great coach. And let's go forward after that. I think he's a great coach when it comes to offensive play calling. I don't think he's getting better at this over the years, but I don't think in the beginning he was a great leader of men. He comes off as likable, and he's probably, some of them, those are his boys. But when you can't get along with him, I don't think he wasn't a great leader at men at times, which meant the Gurley situation, the golf situation. You
Keith
could you
Sleeve.
yeah, you could kind of go down the line, right? But that's where I have a problem thinking that he just could develop a quarterback, especially when he don't look all in. I think for you to get McVay to stay, and we'll end it with this so we could go forward with the schedule, you're gonna have to pull off a trade for Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I don't even think he'd stay for Lamar Jackson because he likes throwers, right? So he's not gonna. McVay isn't staying for Ty
I
Simpson.
can't see McVay changing his offense to fit Lamar Jackson style.
Nope, and I can't see him staying to coach Ty Simpson either. And doesn't mean that Ty Simpson won't be good. Because like I said, I want to do a breakdown tape because I think he is going to be really good, and he's actually a better runner than I thought, right? Um, and that's on top of being a pretty good passer. But the problem is McVay isn't gonna deal with him. He's just not gonna.
Yeah, and quickly on Ty Simpson, the only knock on him,
Size.
the knock on him that people had isn't his ability. It's just that history shows us that quarterbacks that only start 1 year of college are bust, and that
Not
that
not
was
just
everybody's biggest fear for him. He
not
only
just that.
started 1 year.
His size. His size.
Yeah,
it
but see,
could
to
be
me,
a.
the size doesn't bother me because he's the same size as Brock Purdy. So I mean, if Brock
I
Purdy can have
agree.
success, I don't see why he can't.
I agree, but would you be happy having Brock Purdy?
I mean, you mean as far as like the starting quarterback?
Yeah, would you want Brock Purdy to be the franchise quarterback for the Rams? Because I sure as hell wouldn't.
I mean, honestly, it's the same system, so I think you still have success here.
Yeah, but what I mean is he's not great,
No, I mean he's
serviceable.
yeah, he's a starting quarterback, but I don't know if he's a.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
and
after all, we just watched Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl, so
yep.
I still think
But
he can
but the
get
the
there.
truth is, you put him and Sam Donald on a field, and you just have them throw the ball. Sam Donald would throw wizards around that boy.
I know what I
Sam
was gonna
Donald is
say
a
though. I
first
think
round potential quarterback. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
what I was gonna say is though, I think for Brock Purdy, he needs a situation like Sam Darnold where Seattle had the number one defense in the NFL last year. That's what carried them to the Super Bowl. I think
Yeah,
Brock Purdy needs something like that. Like when Brock Purdy's been his best, the Niners have had a top five defense. I mean,
yeah,
even you and I talked about it last year. Mac Jones looked better than him in the 8 games that he played last year.
yeah. The one thing I leave it with, I guess, is what people don't realize is Sean McVay is a Madden player. And when I say that to the truest form, what I mean is give away all the picks and the people that you don't care about to bring in superstars. Sean McVay will win with superstars. He'll win, Super Bowls. He should have probably won two the past 2 years, and they fell on their face in the game before, losing to the team that ended up winning the Super Bowl, right? But let's just do it. Let's just break this down for what it is. They went to the Super Bowl with Goff, right? With the team flooded with superstars, right? Goff is a superstar too, whether people want to give it to him or not. But you had the Cooks, Woods playing out his mind, Todd Gurley MVP season. Just go down Cooper Cup, right? And defense obviously was good. Aaron Donald, blah blah blah. You could go down the list, right? The next time he got to the Super Bowl and won, no disrespect, because I'm a Rams fan just like you are. Let's go through the names. Matthew Stafford, Odell Beckham, even though he gassed out at you at the end, he's a big part of the reason why they got there, right? Cooper Cup, record breaking Cooper Cup, like unstoppable Cooper Cup, right? Loaded defense, Aaron Donald. It's like, look at
Well, I
Sean
mean, what
McVay,
changed our season that year was us trading for
Von
Von
Miller.
Miller.
Yeah, but
Yeah, when we made that trade, we were on like a 4 or 5 game losing streak. We were like 500.
and
Von
this
Miller changed our life.
and this is the point. And just like when he was traded for Peters and Talib, he's a Madden player. He needs superstars. People can disagree if they want. The numbers will show you it. He goes the farthest when he has an all-star team. And if you take this outside of the Rams fan base, other fan bases know that. That's why they throw it at us. We bought a Super Bowl. Go look at the roster. Now, no disrespect, that's the only time he won. So when people think he's like this all worldly, no, bro, he's not waiting for Ty Simpson. He's not. And if he plays with Ty Simpson, I'm willing to bet from the first day Ty Simpson starts to the day Sean McVay retires, he won't win a ring. He won't even sniff the Super Bowl because he don't have patience for shit like that. This kid's
That's
gonna
if
take 8 years to become good.
but not only that, that's even if he doesn't trade Ty Simpson first, like he did with golf.
Yeah, because I'm sure his thing would be get rid of Ty Simpson along with 6 first-round picks or as many as you could give to cap it out. I think they're trying to vote it to 5. So I'm sure Sean McVay would rather give up 5 first-round picks along with Ty Simpson and probably some more shit to bring in Joe Burrow. Look what they did in the Jared Goff trade. At the time, no matter how people feel, you gave away a more proven quarterback. He already been to a Super Bowl, already had multiple playoff wins for someone that didn't have one playoff win. So you gave up a more proven quarterback. Forget the eye test, right? You gave up 2 first-round picks and a third. You know what he'd probably give up for Joe Burrow right now?
Shit, more
Think.
than that.
Ty Simpson ain't Jared Goff. Let's do the math here. So if you got golf, two first and a third coming off a Super Bowl trip, Ty Simpson ain't worth shit. Five first probably be the price. And you could just take Ty Simpson. The proof is in the pudding, and that's why he came out looking like someone just shitting his Cheerios. You could run it back all you want. I know exactly what you was thinking, because I was on my couch thinking the same damn thing. That's all I'll say.
All right, let's get back to this schedule. So week one, we got
Yep.
San Francisco versus LA in Australia. That'll be Thursday night. And then Sunday, we got Chicago at Carolina, Tampa at Cincinnati, New Orleans at Detroit, Buffalo at Houston, Baltimore at Indy, Cleveland at Jacksonville, Atlanta at Pittsburgh, the New York Jets at Tennessee, Arizona at the LA Chargers, Miami at Vegas, Green Bay at Minnesota, Washington at Philly, and then the first Sunday night game of the season, which kind of surprised me, but is Dallas at the New York Giants, and then the first Monday night game of the season, which is also surprising. Maybe the league knows something that we don't know, and that's Denver at Kansas City. I'm surprised by Denver and Kansas City being the first Monday night game, only because we still don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to play in that game. He says he'll be able to start the season, but the Chiefs have not said that yet. And then I'm
Okay.
also surprised that Dallas and New York is the first Sunday night game, only because those are two teams that didn't even make the playoffs last year. So,
Well, I
granted, it is the Cowboys and it is the Giants, and it's a
that's what I
huge
was gonna.
rivalry, but I'm surprised by that. But
You
other than that, what's your thoughts on Week 1? Anything that
I just say
stands
like
out?
this: you answered yourself with the Cowboys because I believe they're still the number one rated team viewing wise in the NFL. So
And they
they
still have the
don't,
largest fan base,
yeah,
even though
they
they
don't,
won it.
they don't care about if that game is good. Dallas fans are tuning in, and they all across the world. They're not just in Dallas. The game
Yeah,
don't intrigue me though.
I live
More
in LA.
interest.
There's a bunch of Cowboy fans out here.
One thing I will say though, if the Giants come out looking good, that could end up being that's a sleeper game. The games I'm most interested in, I'll be quick. Obviously, the Super Bowl rematch, which is gonna be on Wednesday, Pats and the Seahawks. We're gonna get to see how the Patriots look. Maybe they have AJ Brown at that point. Maybe they have AJ Brown and Stephon Diggs at that point. It there's their team could look completely different than it did last year, so that's gonna be interesting. And
I'm
I want to see
curious
how.
if I'm curious if Seattle will play Dirty Diana just to fuck with Vrabel.
Yeah, they should. They definitely should. My vote is for yes. Um, Now the only other game that really intrigues me for the week is obviously the Niners and Rams. That's probably one of the top three rivalries in the NFL. It's obviously our favorite team. And I want to see how both these teams look coming out the gate.
About that Niners Rams game, I'm with you. That's the standout game for me. Obviously, a
Yeah.
division rival. And then as far as the Super Bowl rematch, I mean the Super Bowl Seattle dominated was kind of boring. So I'm not
Yeah.
really all that excited about the rematch, even though I know the NFL is going to hype it up. But what's your thoughts on this Niners Rams game being played in Australia? Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur of all people. Matt LaFleur has nothing to do with this game, but both Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan said that it was bullshit that they had to play this game in Australia. Kyle Shanahan's beef is that normally when they play these international games, they get a bye week afterwards. Instead, because it's week one, there's no bye week, so both teams have to make that long ass trip to Australia. There's Australia is 16 hours ahead of us. So you're talking about almost a day, and then they have to come back and get ready to play another game with no rest in between. And so, because Matt LaFleur spoke out against it, and I know they're a clique, Shanahan, LaFleur, McVay. So I'm pretty sure McVay feels the same way, but he's not going to say anything because come to find out, Stan Kroenke requested this game to be played in Australia. But what's your thoughts on the game being played in Australia? And do you think Kyle Shanahan has the right to be pissed off and Matt
You
LaFleur?
you want my political take or you want my serious take?
Shit, both.
All right, political take. I get it. Real
Well,
take. Y'all are playing on Thursday, so you lost one day. Cool. Your next week game is on a Sunday. Shut the fuck up. You just get way too much money. Way too much money. Starting with Shanahan, overpaid as shit. Right? John Lynch can't draft, overpaid as shit. Go look at his drafts. Right? Shut the fuck up. You're getting millions and millions of dollars to get ready, and you lost a day while other people are beating the shit out themselves doing 9 to 5s Monday through Sunday some of the time. There's no day in between. They'd be happy to lose a day. The money y'all get, this the problem with the NBA. Oh my God, he fouled me. No, he didn't, bro. Get up. Stop grabbing your face. The camera shows you them against. Stop the bitch shit. You're playing on a Thursday. Give them a day off and sleep an extra day if you like. You have a whole week ahead of you to get to the next Sunday. It's more than 7 days. Shut up. That's my real take on that.
well, see, I agree
And
with
I
what you
think
said.
McVay ain't bitching because I don't think he sleeps anyways. I don't think he
Oh no,
cares.
I was gonna say though, what you said about shut the fuck up. I will
Yeah.
apply that to Matt LaFleur because Matt LaFleur has nothing to do with this game, so I don't even know why he's mad.
Yeah, and he was doing the same shit to other teams when you got beat up in the playoffs and you wanted to call your brother, "Hey Matt, shut the fuck up." It's like nobody cares. It's like, dog, worry about you, man. That would be what I would say. Gotta be blunt because some of these dudes is so frail. They get upset over the most like ridiculous things. Oh, pardon me, I gotta go to work on Thursday, and then we gotta go play in the sun for a couple of days, and next Sunday we have a game. Oh my God, this is the end of the world. How about you're already overworking your players? You have the most injuries in the league. I would guarantee without even looking at stats. Seems like the Niners are banged up every year. Y'all need a day off. That flight home and an extra day off might be what y'all need so you can stop injuring players, popping Achilles, ACLs. They have the most randomest injuries in the 49ers, and it's not because any factories that's near them. It's probably due to overloading and overworking.
Yes, I didn't buy into that whole factory thing only because I found out that the Niners have been practicing there since the '80s. So if the factory was the issue, how come those dynasty teams didn't have no injuries like
Yeah, I
that?
ain't see Jerry Rice pop anything.
Nah, Joe Montana. The only time Joe Montana got hurt was when uh Jim Marshall knocked the fuck out of him.
I think the truth is then back then you really had to be hurt. Now it's like dudes plan on getting hurt so bad they're pulling things without even getting hit. It's like, bro, just play the game, man. Just play the game. Less things happen when you worry less. Just play the game.
All right, but yeah, going back to the game though, my only beef with the game and is that I just feel like it being a divisional game, I don't want to see it played overseas. I feel like divisional games should be played here in the States. Obviously, I don't know why Stan Kroenke got the choice to play in Australia, but if that was the case, um, I feel like it should have been a different team. But maybe Stan Kroenke requested the Niners because this is supposed to be technically a Rams home game, so maybe it was to avoid the fact that, and I hate to say it, but every time the Niners play the Rams here in LA, Niner fans they just take over SoFi. They call it Levi South. So maybe Stan Kroenke was trying to avoid that by requesting that this game be played in
Yeah,
Australia.
can I throw a tidbit and then I got to take a 1 second break and you could continue running through the
All right.
schedule, right? The NFL, all right. So you got to think like this: 32 teams, 32 quarterbacks, 32 owners. Whether you look at like teams that are kind of owned by multiple people, but just say 32 owners, 32 coaches, right? Head coaches.
Right.
You know that between those 32, everybody, it's like probably like if you lived in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, everybody knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? Small
Mhm.
community, it's only 32 of us, not a lot to get familiar with. Um, Easy to learn who everybody is, especially the ones that are in longer tenures, like McVay and Shanahan. not ones that are in flux, right? The NFL knows what they're doing. And I'm gonna say one thing to make sure I clarify. What I was saying earlier ain't a shot on McVay. He ain't trying to age, losing years of his life, dealing with people he got to get from point A to point B. No, no matter how long that takes. Sometimes you're a puka and you do it right away, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm in. Come on, start from a fifth round pick." So he will do it. It's just about taking a train ride with you from Massachusetts to Compton. I don't think he's willing to do. Like, if you could be great by New York, you got something. We could jump out right here. Let's go. Let's go to the stadium. But if I got to drive with you to Cali, reason why I say that is, do you see how bad Shanahan is aging versus Sean McVay?
Yeah,
Shanahan, Shanahan is a developer. He'll take 7 running backs, make them serviceable. 6 quarterbacks, develop all of them. Tight ends, wide receivers you never heard of. He'll get them 150, 200 yards in the game. That's why all his hair is white. This Sean McVay ain't trying to do that. So you
that's
can't
yeah,
knock him.
that's a good. Sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
a good point though because Sam Darnold last year he credited Kyle Shanahan for developing him.
Of
When he
course.
was Purdy's backup, even though Sam Darnold didn't even play that year, but he said he learned more football from Kyle Shanahan
Yep.
than he did his entire life. And Mac Jones said the same thing last year too when he got
And
the
this
flex.
is what I'm trying to tell you. He'll go gray to get you right.
Yeah,
McVay got babies at home, bro. He not babying you, especially not right now. Don't say he don't look like a man that sleeps. He look like a man that has a dedicated, great family life. He really cares about the people he cares about. He don't look at them other than the ones he don't care about. That's a different story. But the ones he care about, he'll get you your money. He'll do his best, a la Kyron Williams. He'll do whatever he can to get you right. You know what I'm saying? But he just isn't gonna climb the Empire State Building with you. And if you think he's gonna do that, he's gonna send you somewhere else. Maybe to Kyle. Kyle will do that.
I will say Kyle. One thing about Kyle, real quick, is
Yeah.
he's a very loyal friend because he looks out for his boys. Robert Saleh got fired. He immediately gave him a job. He gets a new job in Tennessee. Raheem Morris gets fired.
Bring him
R.I.P.
back.
Yeah, bring him back. Like
Yeah.
if you're his boy, he'll
Yeah.
always have a job with him.
Born. Oh, you Patriots don't watch no more. Come back. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? It's like I like see. That's the thing. I 49 is our rival. I don't got beef with them. I don't like their fans much, but I don't have no beef with the 49ers. I actually like their organization. You know what I'm saying? I like Kittle. You know what I'm saying? I like what they got going on. Never been a Jennings fan. But this is why Shanahan is killing himself to win a ring, and Sean McVay still look like he's on a jet ski. He's he's not willing to do that stuff. He's just not. No matter how you feel. I mean, he don't want stress. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
But dive into week 2, right? And give me a couple of minutes because I got a
Well,
little. Go
before I
ahead.
dive, before you go though, real quickly, what's
Yeah,
your thoughts on? Because that's another controversy. The NFL is starting the season on a Wednesday this year.
no problem with it. It does fuck up my AEW depending on their timing. They better be done by 8. You know what I mean? But I don't have a problem with it. I
Seattle's
the
West
more
Coast is going to start at 8.
I all jokes aside, what I would say is this: when it comes to NFL, the more the merrier. It's kind of hard sometimes to watch a single game because Red Zone gave us all ADHD. You know what I'm saying? So the commercials and the stoppings, when it's one game, it's like it start driving you crazy. So when it's one game, all I would ask is make sure it's a good game. I mean, like other than that, you could go Sunday through Sunday. Give me a game a day, pack the rest of them on Sundays. I'll be perfectly fine with that as long as those single games you try to give us the best available games.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know why people have a problem with it. To me, I mean, it is what it is. The whole Thursday thing, the whole starting the season on a Thursday, they just started that in 2001. It's not like it's been
Yeah,
around for
but
80
you know
years
what
now.
it is. These 23, 24 year olds, that's all they know.
Yeah,
And it's
okay.
why there's people on there now talk about this person's the best rapper ever, best actor ever. It's like, bro, this dude ain't even top 50. But I get it. This is all you know. So you going off of a 20 year, you know what I'm saying? I don't expect you to deep dive and play quarterbacks from the 80s or list the music from the 90s. Like, you gotta understand they got a 25 year shelf life. And if you ain't in that 25 years and you gotta take off probably 7. So say like 16 years of their life they was consuming. If you wasn't relevant in those 16 years, you can't demand they go back and look. So you got to understand it, but you also got to take what they say with a grain of salt. I mean, like you can't do a top 5 list if you ain't go through the totality of everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would just be my opinion, but I don't care about what day they put it on. You're complaining about seeing NFL football? Couldn't be
A
me.
day earlier.
Couldn't be me. I
Not
tell
me neither.
A, I'm jumping on the AEW channel and pressing the record button. Luckily, it's HBO Max. I don't even got to do that no more. I just catch the respin after they get their view. I'll watch my live football. Football come first always.
Yeah, all I'll say about the game is I just hope this game is better than the Super Bowl.
Touche. I think it will be. I think it will be.
All right, bro. Go do your thing and I'll go talk about week 2.
All right, I'll be right back though, bro. I'm gonna take the camera off.
All right. So we'll move on to week 2 and the Thursday night game. To start off week 2, we have Detroit at Buffalo. And then on Sunday, we have Carolina at Atlanta, New Orleans at Baltimore, Minnesota at Chicago, Cincinnati at Houston, Pittsburgh at New England, Green Bay at New York, Cleveland at Tampa Bay, Philly at Tennessee, Jacksonville at Denver, Las Vegas at the LA Chargers, Seattle at Arizona, Washington at Dallas. Then we have Miami at San Francisco. And then the Sunday night game is Indianapolis at Kansas City. And then Monday night, to close out week 2, we have New York Giants at the LA Rams. Real quickly, I'm going to rewind and go back to week 1. Another game that I'm interested in is Baltimore and Indianapolis, only because I am curious if Carly Ursay will be on the sidelines for that first game. There has been some rumors or reports that the coach is tired of her standing on the sidelines with the headset. So I'm curious to see, will she back off and stay in the owner's box, or will her ass be on the sidelines week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens? For week 2 anyway, the game that I'm actually interested in, to me, the most game that stands out, excuse me, is the Thursday night game between Detroit and Buffalo. That should be a good matchup. I remember when these two teams played 2 years ago. It was a shootout. We'll see if it happens. The same thing happens again. And for Lions fans, the good thing about this game is that it's played in September, so there's no weather involved. As far as for Sunday's action, there's really no game that really stands out to me this week. Um, yeah, no game that really stands out. I guess the Sunday night game between the Colts and the Chiefs. Again, the question is, will Patrick Mahomes play in that game? And of course, Monday night Giants Rams. I'm really curious about the Giants. I feel like I've liked what they've done this offseason. They've drafted well, I think, and they've signed some really good free agents. And then, of course, Jim Harbaugh with the coach. Excuse me, Jim hiring John Harbaugh as head coach. So it'll be interesting to see if the Giants can make some noise here, and it'll be interesting to see if they can get off to a fast start. They get the Cowboys week 1, and then are on the road to LA, so that should be an exciting matchup. But other than that, there's really no games in week 2 that really stand out to me. I think the best game of that week, like I said, would be Detroit and Buffalo. All right, Mike is still not back yet, so I'll just go ahead and talk about week 3 without him. So the Thursday night game, week 3, we have Atlanta at Green Bay. And then on Sunday we have the LA Chargers at Buffalo, Carolina at Cleveland, New York at the New York Jets, excuse me, at Detroit, Houston at Indianapolis, New England at Jacksonville, Kansas City at Miami, Tennessee at the New York Giants, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, Seattle at Washington, Arizona at San Francisco, Minnesota at Tampa Bay. Then you have Baltimore versus Dallas in Brazil, and then you have the Las Vegas at New Orleans, and then Sunday night you have the LA Rams at the Denver Broncos, and then Monday night you have Philadelphia at Chicago. So the Rams starting off the season with three straight primetime games to start the year.
Yeah.
The game that stands out to me, Mikey Bet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we talking about week three. I don't know if you heard me go through the schedule,
Yep, I
but
heard it.
yeah. So the game that stands out to me, obviously, Rams Broncos on Sunday night. That could be a Super Bowl preview. Um, I'm not completely sold on Denver. I said it last season that Denver was a shaky one seed.
I
Uh,
called it though. That would be the one seed. I did predict that one right.
yeah, but watching them last year, I thought there'll be a shaky one seed. But with that being said, if Bo Nix didn't get hurt, they probably go to the Super Bowl last year. And then Baltimore versus Dallas in Brazil. That should be interesting. And but other than that, I don't see there's
Tell
really
you
no
what,
other
my
games that stand out to me.
I tell you my game of the week, right, is gonna be. Let me make sure I'm on. Yep, week 3. My game of the week is, and I think this is gonna determine a lot. And it also, I mean, feel like they're still underachieving and bringing the boys some weapons. Um, but I want to see the Chargers and Bills because the Bills are a Super Bowl picking favorite just about every year, right? They
Right.
brought in DJ Moore. Josh Allen finally got weapons. He got some weapons. DJ Moore is really good. Remember we was talking about, I would have loved to have him for the 3. I would have loved to give up that second round pick, bring DJ Moore to be the third wide receiver for the Rams, overtaking the tight end we took. How do you feel about that? That's what they gave up, a second, right?
Yeah, and what pisses me off about us taking that tight end, and again, it goes back to Ty
The-
Simpson, but I feel like
I want to make sure I say this. He actually looks like he could be good, right? Especially if you go back to his year before he transfer portal.
mhm.
Um, he was even a lot better. Go back and watch his tape. I think it's Purdue. Go back and watch his tape before he transferred. He's gonna be good, but he's not gonna be DJ Moore good. And we got Ferguson.
Well, even I wasn't even gonna go there. I was gonna say we could have took the better tight end and Sadiq at 13 instead of taking Simpson.
But
If we're gonna draft a tight end, I'm just
I
saying we could have took one that was right there for us that was
I want to
better.
make sure we're gonna finally do some Rams content because this needs to be discussed. I got a lot to say about that, and I don't want to keep flooding this with it, But
Mhm.
people got to understand Leslie got a job to do even when McVay's not there. I mean, he's done all in out. These last 2 years, arguably Rams should have won, right? He's done everything he's done to bring Sean everything he needs. It comes a point where you got to get your guy. Because if Sean retires and Stafford retires, now you're here. And if you don't find something in a year or two, you're not going to have a job. So he's pre planning for the future, hoping a little bit of that McVay and Stafford could rub off on his guy. And I get that and I respect it. It just sometimes the head coach and the GM's timelines don't align. And I think it's just one of those situations.
Yeah, and speaking of a 38-year-old quarterback and a rookie quarterback, I know the Raiders they're saying the right thing, and we heard the Giants say the same thing last year. But I asked this question with the Giants. I'm going to ask the same question now with the Raiders. How many games does Kirk Cousins start before they put him in Mendoza?
I think I said 6 last year.
Yeah,
For,
instead Russell
for
Wilson played 4, so you were 2 games short.
but yeah, but I had a little bit more respect for Russ. Um, and I believe Dart had a little bit more developing to do than Mendoza. Three.
So you think
You know,
after week 3, Kirk Cousins is on the bench?
I don't even know if he makes it three. Mendoza gets it. He got the arm. He has the intelligence. He can learn this. Three weeks. There's no reason. If the Raiders start out 0-3, Mendoza comes out week 4. That's my prediction. No matter what Kirk Cousins does, he could throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, 1, 2, and 3. If they lose those 3 games, Mendoza will be in. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm with
good.
you. I think it depends on if how quick the Raiders start off the season.
And you got to look at them too. Mendoza, Bowers. I don't know why the hell this name is. What is their running back's name? Is missing me right now.
Ashton Benty.
Yeah, Genty, right? So core pieces, they look good. Um, the Raiders are on the uptick. They're like the Giants. They've made all the right moves.
All they need now is just a receiver.
Yeah. I still think that they're not on a team that needs to win now. I think that if they could get a top receiver in the next 1 or 2 years, even like a receiver in both, I think they'll be good. I think the problem is the receivers out there are older and their timeline don't match them. If the Raiders was to make a move, my guess would be they give up some future draft picks to bring in like a Brian Thomas Jr. because he fits their timeline, right? I just don't think the free agents fit their timeline. It'd be better to just ride out the year, get something next year, or see if somebody gives up on somebody young.
Yeah, and then but I'm with you though. I think 'cause the Raiders, they're saying that they want to sit Mendoza all year, have him learn from Kirk Cousins, and like I said last year with the Giants, they said the same thing about Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart. They're gonna bench, have Russell Wilson start, have Jackson Dart just sit and learn all year behind Russ, and we all knew it sounds good, but it didn't work out that way.
Sounds
I
good.
think it'll be the And I think it'll be the same thing for the Raiders. Even though I will say though, the Raiders looking at their first 3 games, I could see them going 2-1. They start the season against Miami, that's winnable. Then they got the Chargers, they'll probably lose that game. And then week 3, they're at New Orleans, which is winnable. So
Yeah.
they could get off to a 2-1 start.
Just as true as those games are winnable, they're losable.
Well,
So,
since we're talking about the Raiders, yes, you're right. They're also losable too.
yeah. So there's just one of those things, man, where it's like, even if he started off 2-1, if Mendoza is looking better in practice or even just looking close enough, I don't think it lasts. Like I've said, I'm gonna stick to my prediction. I think Mendoza starts week 4.
I will see. Though I will say though the Raiders are smart in this instance. They gave Kirk Cousins a 5-year deal, but they did it in a way where they can get out of it after 1 year. So it's
Yep,
basically just a 1-year deal.
yep. And they could spread the money out over 5 years.
Yeah.
I know what they did.
All right. So we'll move on to week 4. Week 4, we start things off Thursday night. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. We haven't talked about Pittsburgh or Cleveland yet, but I'll just say this for Pittsburgh, they're in an interesting spot. They're still being held hostage by Aaron Rodgers, as he still hasn't made his decision if he's going to come back or if he's going to retire. There are reports though that Mike McCarthy, their new head coach, he really likes Will Howard, who they drafted last year in the 6th round. So he could be the starter, or maybe they'll finally give Mason Rudolph a chance. We'll see. As for Cleveland, they're having a three-headed quarterback battle in training camp between Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, and Deshaun Watson. Even though to me it's no competition, Deshaun Watson is going to be the starter. He's making too much money just to be sitting on the bench. But yeah, I think so. Pittsburgh, Cleveland will start off the week 4. Then we have Indianapolis at no, Indianapolis versus Washington, but the game will be played in London, and it'll
Tottenham.
be Tottenham. Where's Tottenham? Is that in England?
I think it's in England. Sounds like it is. I'm gonna
Well,
take a guess and say it's in the UK somewhere.
let me look it up. I don't want to give people the wrong information.
that your last
Yeah, I was
answer for
right, in
500?
London. It
Yeah.
was in London, yeah. So the game we played in London, and then, you have Tennessee at Baltimore, New England at Buffalo, New York at Chicago, Jacksonville at Cincinnati, that could be a good game. Dallas at Houston, the Battle of Texas,
Mm,
Arizona at New York, the LA Rams at Philly, which is always a good game when those 2 teams play.
yep.
Green Bay at Tampa Bay, Miami at Minnesota, Kansas City at Las Vegas, the LA Chargers at Seattle, Denver at San Francisco, and then Sunday night, Detroit at Carolina, and then Monday night, Atlanta at New Orleans. To me, for week 4, the 2 primetime games are going to be boring as hell.
There's
I
three
see
games.
Detroit blowing out Carolina, and Atlanta and New Orleans is not a sexy game to me.
Yeah. There's only three games I'm looking at here. And you tell me if I'm wrong. Buffalo and the Pats, obviously. The Rams and Eagles. You could say the Packers and Tampa. I'm not interested in that, but I am interested in the Chargers and Seahawks.
I'm with you about the Rams, Eagles, and I think Jags, Bengals could be a good game. Patriots, Bills could be a good game. Packers, Bucks, it's kind of whatever. But Tampa's going to be an interesting team because they lost a lot of players in free agency, so I don't even know how that team's going to look like.
I think Abuka is going to have a crazy season.
He has no other choice. He's like the best receiver they got left. No, Chris Godwin hasn't been the same since coming back from that ACL.
If he was going to look better, it'd be this year, though, because last year I think he was still healing.
Yeah, and then I mentioned this though when you were
They do
away.
got another wide receiver. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Is
Oh yeah,
it is
Bo Nix's little brother.
they have yeah they have a few they got some other things over there on the low. But go ahead. What was you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say like when you were gone, I mentioned Carly Ursay because of the reports that the coach is like tired of her being on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So I was curious, saying that I'm interested to see will she stay in the owner's box or will her ass be on the sideline with the headset again come week 1? But what do you think? Do you think she's stays in the box in the owner's suite, or you think she's gonna be like, look, I'm the owner and I'm gonna be on the sidelines, listening on the headset, asking questions?
She's doubling down. She's coming out with two headsets. Nah,
Two,
she's
two
still gonna be
headsets,
out
two
there.
notebooks.
I don't see these coaches lasting longer than this year. And I mean, we talked about this all last year. I wouldn't doubt that she's gonna try to bring in women coaches and other things. She just has that vibe to her where you let them overstep a little bit. Now your boss wants to read all your notes. Now your boss wants to come and sit down while you doing your study. And it's like, no, you do your job, I do mine. So I'll meet you in the middle when I'm done. This ain't gonna last. I stay same trajectory. Think she runs this coach out the building. I think she probably runs the next two or three coaches out the building, and she taps out and sells it.
I don't see her selling only because the team has been in her family for so long. Um, it started out with their grandpa, then her dad, and then now it's down to her. But I do see her at some point because she seems to be so involved that she's going to fire both the GM and the coach. The question is who's she going to hire to replace them? Because
No, no.
I can't
First,
see anybody
let
winning
me.
before.
I gotta add something in. Before my prediction that she decides to sell, she's gonna be the GM of the team. I'm gonna give you the
She's
heads
going to
up.
pull a Jerry Jones.
She's gonna be the. I've been calling the female Jerry Jones for a couple of years now. She's gonna take the GM of the team. Absolutely. She's gonna crash sell them to the point where she's gonna sell. I guarantee it. And she's gonna be the GM and still have the headset on the sideline. Tell the indie coach, tell the Colts fans to holler at me like they was hollering at us in the comments last year. Once it all comes to fruition.
Oh yeah, they're calling her the best owner in the NFL.
Huh? Oh, she's a hands-on owner.
Yeah, I was just curious though, like, 'cause we all seen the reports that coaches are tired of her being on the sideline. So I'm just wondering, like, is she gonna listen to the coaches and stare at in the owner suite, or will her ass still be on that sideline with the
I
headset on?
think I think some of that was trolling from a parody account personally,
Yeah,
but I know that it's based in reality. Whether they got sources or not, you could see some of those games. The coaches are frustrated with her standing behind them. And for anybody that thinks that anybody wants to work with their boss standing behind them, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? You don't live in the real world. Nobody wants their boss standing behind them. And if you hire the right people for the job, why are you standing behind them expecting explanations over things you know nothing about? You think the owner of Walmart knows all the prices?
hell no.
You think he cares or she cares? No, absolutely not. Because they hire people to take care of that and they look at a thing called bottom line. Either it's doing good or it's doing bad. They not hovering. Nobody can work. Nobody can give you the best of them with you hovering over their shoulder. Point blank. Period.
The only question is though, as I said last year, she didn't hire these people; her dad did. So it'll be curious to see if she gets
Yeah.
rid of them and hires her own people,
And you
if
know,
she still do the same
and the
thing.
harsh reality is her dad knows better than her.
Yeah, that's true.
And if my memory serves me correctly, they're doing real good the beginning of last year.
Yeah, they
The
started
minute
out 8-1.
the minute they started highlighting her in the background,
It's went all downhill.
yep,
All right, let's move on to week 5. So week 5, things start off Thursday night, Tampa Bay at Dallas. And then on Sunday, we have Philly versus Jacksonville. That game will be played in London. And then we have Cincinnati at Miami, Las Vegas at New England. According to Mike's prediction, we will see Fernando Mendoza starting this game. And then we have Minnesota at New Orleans, Cleveland at New York, Indy at Pittsburgh, Houston at Tennessee, the Giants at Commanders, Broncos at Chargers, and we have Detroit, Arizona, Chicago at Green Bay, San Francisco at Seattle, and then the Sunday night game we have Baltimore at Atlanta, and then Monday night we have Buffalo at the LA Rams. The games that stand out to me for this week are Chicago and Green Bay. They had 3 great games last year. All 3 games came down to the last second. So I'm going to interested to see that game, the oldest rivalry in the NFL, obviously.
yep.
Then we have San Francisco and Seattle. Last year, it came down to those 2 teams to see who gets home field advantage in the NFC. And according to the Niners players, Seattle is their true rival in the division. So we'll see if they'll be up for that game. And then, of course, Monday night,
Yeah.
the 2 teams that are favored to play each other in the Super Bowl will play each other Monday night, Buffalo and the Rams. So I think that'll
Bills
be
won't be in no Super Bowl, but you
yeah.
know,
Buffalo's been favored to win the AFC like every year. It feels
I
like.
tell you this every year: Bills and Packers ain't going to the Super Bowl. So anybody
Well,
that's picking
this
them,
year the Packers are not favored to win the NFC as the Rams are.
yeah, well, that's because people been wrong for 10 years. It's time to move on.
Well, they haven't
Niggas,
moved on from Buffalo yet.
they're probably at 8, 9 years. That's why. How long Allen been in the league? They got a
I think
couple
this is
more years
this
before
is
they
year
give
10
up.
for him.
It's this the last year he gets that gratitude. Next year it'll be somebody else. But I agree. All those games. The only other game I'm gonna throw in there is the Raiders and Pats, because I think the reason why I picked Game 4, I think that Tom Brady's six Mendoza on the Patriots. So I think that's part of the reason why he'll be in that game. I think he's
Actually,
gonna
that's a
get
great
it.
point. I think if anything,
Mhm.
Mendoza's going to learn more from Brady than he is from Kirk Cousins.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Tom Brady's in all those meetings. Now, he's in all those meetings. And you definitely got Tom Brady might even be out there throwing the ball with him. Like they're gonna say, don't mind the guy wearing the 12 off to the side throwing. You know, that's not Tom. That's not him.
And I will
But
say though, for Mendoza, Raider Nation has got to him. I saw him in a little. They did like a little rally in Vegas, and that dude he was dropping f bombs and all types of shit. I was like, okay, Mister
yeah.
O Jolly G's is
So on
like,
that Raider patch, man,
yeah, that
let's
Raider.
get
All of a
to it.
sudden, he went from praise God and Jesus to
He's
fuck
Mexican,
yeah,
right?
let's go.
He's Mexican.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Mexicans in Vegas.
But what I'm telling you, he went to the perfect team for him to start a rallying cry. Do what you got to do, my brother. I support you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. You got to go hell. Do it. For you to be a Raiders quarterback in a winner, you got to be a hell. You understand that? Like
It
a
didn't
Ken
take him long.
Stabler, or like you got to be the hill character for the Raiders. Like you can't have like Tom Brady's the All-American Patriot. You wouldn't have fit as the Raiders quarterback. Tampa was like as close as you was gonna get to being a rebel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Well, he
like,
was though, 'cause, you saw when it did the Super Bowl parade with Tampa. That was the first time Brady actually, like,
and they was throwing trophies and shit.
yeah, his ass was drunk. Like that's the first time
Yeah,
Brady actually got
that's
lit.
what I said. That's Tampa. The Raiders, it's you gotta go DACA. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't getting that far. Like Mendoza got a chance to just go Doc. Be Batman. You be all right.
Well, speaking of Brady though, shout out to him. He did got another championship ring
Hmm.
last week. I found out he's actually a part owner of the Las Vegas Aces of the
He's a cheater.
WNBA. So they got their rings, and he got one too because they won the championship last year.
Nah, man. We repoing those rings. Let's get on to the next.
Or the WNBA rings don't count, huh?
Nope, nope. We ain't counting them.
All right, so we'll move on to week 6 now.
He got
Thursday
enough.
night, Thursday night, the week 6 starts Thursday night with Seattle at Denver. Then we have Houston at Jackson. No, Houston versus Jacksonville in London. So Jacksonville has back-to-back games in London.
Yep.
And then they have if any team should be complaining, it should be them. Got to play 2 weeks in overseas. Then
Yep.
we have Chicago at Atlanta, Baltimore at Cleveland, Tennessee at Indy, the New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. Um, we haven't talked about the Jets yet, but I did think it was funny that Aaron Glenn said that Geno Smith is their missing piece to winning the Super Bowl.
Good luck.
We'll,
There's only
we'll
one
see how
game
that
I'm looking
works out.
forward to this week. This might be the worst week in NFL history.
Yeah, then we have New Orleans at the Giants, Carolina at Philly, Pittsburgh at Tampa Bay, Arizona at the Rams, Chargers at the Chiefs, Buffalo at
Put us
Vegas,
Chargers and
Dallas
Chiefs.
at
Put a
Green Bay
star.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Sunday night we have Dallas and Green Bay, and then Monday night we have Washington at San Francisco. I'm with you. There's really nothing here. If I had to choose, I think it's the two primetime games. I think Dallas and Green Bay should be entertaining.
Because
It
Micah,
is a rivalry game, and then
Micah.
yeah, Micah playing his former team, and then maybe Monday night Washington versus San Francisco. I know Kyle Shanahan feels the type of way about the Commanders, even though Daniel Snyder sold the team. So I don't know if that beef is still there with them, with the way they treated his dad. I know he had beef with them for the longest time, but since Snyder's gone and sold the team, I don't even know if he still has beef with them. But I think Dallas and Green Bay is probably the one game this week that stands out. Other than that, I'm with you. This might be the worst week.
Yeah. We could go to week 7.
Yeah, we just move on to week 7. Things start off with New England at Chicago on Thursday night. Then, for the first time ever, we have Pittsburgh versus New Orleans in Paris. And I think so far, there's been an international game every week.
Yeah, there has. I think they doubled them this year.
Yeah, so we got Pittsburgh versus New Orleans. That game will be played in France. Then we have San Francisco at Atlanta, Cincinnati at Baltimore, Tampa Bay at Carolina, Giants at Texans, Indy at Minnesota, Dolphins at Jets, Cleveland at Tennessee, Denver at Arizona, Green Bay at Detroit, Rams versus Raiders,
Yeah.
and then Sunday night we have Kansas City at Seattle. Monday night we have Dallas at Philly. The games that stand out to me are Green Bay and Detroit. Again, they played a close game on Thanksgiving. That's a game that you and I talked about where Detroit should have won that game if Dan Campbell didn't mess that up. Dan Campbell will not be calling plays this year, thank God. So it should be a better game. But I think a division rivalry, I think that'd be a great game. And then luckily for the Rams, that Rams Raiders game will be played in Vegas. Because if that game was played here in LA, Jesus, it'll be silver and black because LA is still a Raiders town, which blows my mind because the Raiders have been gone for 30 years, but the Raiders own LA. And but yeah, the one game that stands out to me is Green Bay, Detroit, and I mean maybe Dallas and Philly. It is a rivalry game on Monday night, but I think Philly will probably win that game easily. But what's your thoughts on Week 7?
Um. Yeah.
Oh, and
Pretty much.
also my bad, I also forgot Cincinnati, Baltimore. That's also gonna be another great
I'm
game.
gonna say I can't touch on anything you didn't touch on. It's another rough week. We could go to week 8.
All right, Week 8, we have Thursday night, Carolina and Green Bay. Then we have Baltimore at Buffalo, Tennessee at Cincinnati, Arizona at Dallas, Minnesota at Detroit, Indy at Jacksonville, Vegas at the New York Jets, Cleveland at Pittsburgh, Atlanta at Tampa Bay. We have the Battle of LA, Chargers versus the Rams. And then we have Kansas City at Denver, New England at Miami. Sunday night, we have Philly at Washington. Monday night, we have Chicago at Seattle. For me, the games that stand out is the Monday night game, Chicago at Seattle. And then
Absolutely.
because I live in LA, Chargers Rams.
Yep. And then I'm also looking forward to the Chiefs and Broncos, but that's about it.
Oh,
But
and
we
let me throw in two Ravens Bills. Those two teams always play a great game.
say that again.
Ravens Bills,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and both teams are pretty much in the same spot because we move on to week 9. Week 9 will kick off Thursday night, Jacksonville at Baltimore. Then we have Cincinnati versus Atlanta in Spain. Then we got Denver at Carolina,
That's interesting.
Dallas at Indy, Jets at Chiefs, Detroit at Miami, Cleveland at New Orleans, Giants at Eagles, Rams at Commanders, Texans at Chargers, Las Vegas versus San Francisco, Green Bay at New England, Arizona at Seattle. Sunday night, we have Tampa Bay at Chicago, and then Monday night, Buffalo at Minnesota. Once again, I think the two primetime games are weak. Tampa Bay at Chicago, and then Buffalo at Minnesota is kind of whatever on Monday night. But the games that do stand,
We'll know by that point what Kyle is doing though. I am interested to see what Minnesota can do with Murray.
well, according to Kevin O'Connell, it's going to be a quarterback battle between him and Carson Wentz. He's still giving Carson Wentz a chance to start.
Yeah, Carson Wentz ain't beating Murray in a QB battle.
But yeah, Buffalo, Minnesota. I mean, you're right. It could be a good game, but we'll see. But the games that stand out to me is Green Bay versus New England. I think that could be a good one.
Absolutely.
Again, being from California, Raiders versus Niners is always an interesting game because even though the Raiders are no longer a California team, they still have a rivalry with at least the fan base anyway. Raiders fans and Niners fans, they don't really like each other. So that should be interesting. And then there's a lot of Raiders and Niners fans out here. So it'll be interesting to see them going back and forth all week. And
Yep,
then Giants Eagles. I mean, it's a huge rivalry.
for
The
sure.
Giants last year upset the Eagles, and I expect the Giants to be even better this year. And I think this could be a game that could decide the division. I think the
I
Giants. I like what the Giants did in the draft. I like what they did in free agency. And I think the Giants can easily take this division this year.
I think they could too.
So I think that Eagles game could be that first step in heading in that direction.
Mm, I agree.
Anything that stands out to you for what are we, week 7? Week
Um,
8, week 9, sorry.
week 9, we on. Well, the things that stand out to me the most is the Jets versus the Chiefs. Nah, I'm just playing games.
Hey, that could
I
be an
was
AFC Championship game preview. Geno Smith is the
oh,
final piece.
absolutely, but not Giants and Eagles is obviously the game of the week that I'm looking at. Um, I am also looking at the Raiders versus the Niners because I'm interested where the Raiders will be at this point. Um, Packers in New England, obviously, it'd be a good game. That's about all I'm interested in that. I don't think Tampa would be good enough this year to make that game on prime time to even be worthy. I think they might be done by that point.
Yeah, because I mean, week 9, we're already halfway through the season.
Mhm. Yeah, and no Mike Evans. I mean, lost your second string running back, which gives you a lot of oomph in the backfield. Um, I don't know. I don't know how much I got. And I mean, when Mike Evans was down last year, they wasn't too good. Now you don't have Mike Evans. We'll see how it goes.
All right, so we'll move on to week 10. Excuse me. Week 10 starts off Thursday night, Washington at New York, the New York
Yep.
Giants, that is. And then we have Sunday, we have New England versus Detroit in Spain. So that'll be the second straight game in Spain. Then we got Kansas City at Atlanta, Houston at Cleveland, Minnesota at Green Bay, Miami at Indy, Carolina at New Orleans, the Bills at the Jets, Jacksonville at Tennessee, Rams at the Cardinals, Seattle at Vegas, San Francisco at Dallas, and then Sunday night we have Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, and then Monday night we have the Chargers at the Ravens. I do find the Sunday night game interesting. This is the first primetime game for the Steelers, but I'm
Yep.
surprised the Steelers got a primetime game because we don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. So I find that interesting that they gave them a primetime game anyway. But the game that stands out to me this week is San Francisco at Dallas. That is a huge rivalry.
Yep.
Um, just knowing the history of these two teams, no two teams have played each other more times in the playoffs than San Francisco and Dallas. This rivalry goes all the way back to the 80s. Being a 90s kid, I grew up watching this rivalry.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter like, how good these teams are or how bad they are. Cowboys Niners are always a good game. And then the other game, I think that's the only game I'm interested in. Oh, and then Minnesota Green Bay.
Yeah.
You were
And
talking about Kyler Murray earlier. That's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, it's a divisional game, but then seeing that we're now in week 10, it's going to be cold in Green Bay. So it'll be interesting to see how Kyler Murray does in that weather.
I think the Patriots and Lions game would be pretty good too. But you can move to the next week. Those are the only games that intrigue me at all that week.
Yeah, well, Patriots Lions, I think could be a question mark because you never know with these international games.
Yep.
And then Chargers Ravens too, because the Ravens' new head coach used to work for Jim Harbaugh, so that could be a
Yes,
little
sir.
yeah, the apprentice fighting against the master or whatever you want to call it. All right, we'll move on to week 11. Week 11
Thank
starts off
you.
Thursday night.
Let you know quick.
Indianapolis.
Me, week 11 don't have no interest in me. Go ahead now.
Yeah, okay.
It's
We got
bad.
Indianapolis at Houston. Then Sunday we got Miami at Buffalo. No international game. This. Oh no, take that back. I'm not there yet. We got Miami at Buffalo, Baltimore at Carolina, New Orleans at Chicago, Tennessee at Dallas, Tampa Bay at Detroit, Arizona at Kansas City, Jacksonville at the Giants, the Jets at the Chargers, Las Vegas at Denver, Pittsburgh at Philly, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Then on Sunday night, we have Minnesota versus San Francisco in Mexico. And then Monday night, we got Cincinnati and Washington. I'm with you. There's really no games in week 11 that are intriguing, but I do have two.
Mexico
Um,
would be the most, I guess, if you got to name one.
well, yeah, I was gonna say the Sunday night game in Mexico. and it's not really so much about the teams, it's just the fact that the game's gonna be played in Mexico,
Uh,
and it's a Sunday night, which is interesting that they have an international game on Sunday night.
yeah,
And then the other one I would say is the Jags and the Giants. If the Giants are as good as we think they will be, and if the Jags can build off of what they did last year, that should be a great game.
absolutely. I agree with that.
And it'll be the Tom Coughlin Bowl because Tom Coughlin coached both teams.
Tom Coughlin game.
Yeah.
12. All right.
All right. So now we head to week 12. And
It's a
this is
good
where I
one.
said the NFL just making up holidays. For the
Mhm.
first time ever, we'll have a game on Thanksgiving Eve. And I never even heard of Thanksgiving Eve until
It's not a thing.
yesterday.
It's not
But
a
the
thing.
NFL is making it a thing. On Thanksgiving Eve, we have the Packers at the Rams on Wednesday night. And then on Thanksgiving, we have Chicago at Detroit, Philly at Dallas, and Kansas City at Buffalo. So I think all three games on Thanksgiving should be great. And even
And
the quote unquote
Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving
That's
Eve should be a good game.
4 fire games. I would say if you're gonna give me single games, give them to me like that.
Yeah. And then on Black Friday, we have Denver at Pittsburgh. That might be the worst game of the Thanksgiving weekend. And then on Sunday, we have New Orleans at Cincinnati, Las Vegas at Cleveland, Baltimore at Houston, Giants at Colts, Jets at Dolphins, Atlanta at Minnesota, Tennessee at Jacksonville, Washington at Arizona, Seattle at San Francisco. The Sunday night game, we have New England at the Chargers, so it'll be a rematch of last year's playoffs. And then Monday night, we have a terrible game, Carolina at Tampa Bay. Well, I can't call it terrible. We don't know how these teams are gonna play out, but
Yeah,
right
but they
now
gave
that's
us
a
they gave
bad
us like
Monday night
seven
game.
seven good games this week. This might be so far the best
Well,
game of
the
the season.
NFL did a great
Best
thing
week.
because they have the NFL did a great thing. Like all the best games will all be played on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, good for them. And I'll be eating and I'll just say I ain't even got a deep dive. I'm anticipating this whole week. Starting from Thanksgiving Eve all the way till Sunday night. I could probably skip Monday.
Yeah, Monday that's not really an intriguing game. I will say for Sunday though, the two games that stand out is obviously
Niners,
Seattle and
Seahawks.
San Francisco division rivalry, and then Patriots Chargers is a playoff rematch.
Yep.
The Chargers are probably saying like, "Hey, if we're healthy, we could beat this team," and so we'll see.
I think
And
they
speaking of the
should be able
Patriots,
to.
real quick, do you think the Mike Vrabel cheating on his wife will affect this team at all this year? Because it seems like it's
No,
something that's not
the
going to
real
affect.
world don't care about that shit. They just don't. Like only like it just a certain bracket of people that make this a story. Nobody cares, man. People cheat
Well,
on
the
their
reason why
wife
it's still a
every day.
story though is because like TMZ keeps releasing pictures. I'm like, who's the fuck selling these pictures to TMZ?
And
Like,
that's
where
the
they get
thing.
these pictures from?
It's obviously her husband's private investigator that's still with her. It's all weird, but nobody else really cares. It's not gonna affect anything.
Well, you do have certain people though who are saying that Mike Vrabel should be fired because she lost her job. And what I
Like
say
I
to
told
that
you, a
is,
certain amount of people, it's like nobody cares about your sensitive feelings.
yeah, and what was said to those people though, you're comparing apples to oranges. The reason why
Mhm,
she lost her job is because she's a reporter. And so as a
mhm.
reporter, you can't take her seriously now, but she's
Yep,
lost all credibility because she's fucking the coach. And now you have to ask the question, like, how many other coaches and players is she fucking
yep. And she was
besides
getting
Vrabel?
scoops. She was getting scoops and all types of shit at times she
Yeah,
shouldn't be getting them.
exactly.
Yo, basically it is what it is. She's a female gigolo. She was
Yeah,
bouncing around, dog. She was throwing that YMCA with her legs to get scoops. We see it.
exactly.
It's cool. You deserve to get fired. Him, he's actually a good coach. You,
But
if
see,
you was a
that's
good
my point.
if she was a
That
good reporter, she wouldn't need to get
to
scoops.
get stooped. Yeah. My point though is that Mike Vrabel sleeping with her that has nothing to do, has no effect on his job.
None at all. Still one of the top probably 15 coaches in the NFL, and that's on the light end.
Yeah.
So nobody cares in the world of the NFL. Like I guarantee you, a lot of those billionaire owners probably have two, three wives on the low. mistresses and all
Uh,
types of shit. They don't care.
according to reports, Robert Kraft tried to pay off the newspaper that released the story before it even got out, but they turned it down and released the story.
You know Kraft don't care, right? We ain't gonna get into his life, but
Ah,
you know
we already know about the massage parlors.
he don't care. And I don't blame him. Who cares? Move on. Non-story. And I don't mean you, I just mean in general.
No, I just asked the question 'cause I know it's a story, and I know TMZ keeps releasing more and more pictures, and it's gotten to the point for me.
TMZ
It's like, who, where they getting these pictures from?
TMZ feeds off of juice, and when they don't got stories, they gotta figure shit out. They're stretching this. It's a man cheating on his wife. If you went into like a courthouse and be like, how many divorces did you go through this year? They'll probably tell you, oh, we filed 1.2 million divorces a year. They're not stories. They're not stories. They're just not.
It's only the story because who Mike Vrabel is. If Mike Vrabel was just Joe Schmo
Uh,
fucking a reporter, nobody would care.
uh, I think it's more of a story because of her, because it's a reporter that
Yeah,
was spreading her
and she's
legs
been
for
on
stories.
ESPN and shit.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. A reporter spreading her legs for stories. That's the story. Vrabel's good. And it is what it is, man. And her husband's still with her. I seen it after that. So people just need to leave it alone.
Yeah,
And she didn't name her kid after Vrabel. She named him after her brother.
so I didn't even know that.
I mean, her kid's name's Michael.
Oh no, I didn't know her brother was name was Michael
Yeah, I
either.
mean neither, but I she named all her kids after her family members. Wink wink. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, bro. This is why she got fired. Like, this is why. Like, you're a reporter getting paid to report, not to do other things. He's getting paid to coach. He don't got to give you scoops. And him pulling his pants down or whatever y'all got going on doesn't affect his coaching. It does affect the integrity of your reporting, though.
Yeah, I mean it affected his coaches so much. He coached his team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah?
If anything, Robert Kraft said, "Shit, if we get to go to the Super Bowl every year, keep fucking her."
It is what it is. Said if we need to give her private jets to the massage parlor, getting jiggy with it. Nah, 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 nah. Like, stop it, dog. They don't. Nobody care about that shit.
All right, let's move on. So we go to week 13. Week 13 starts off Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, but Thursday night. We got the Chiefs at the Rams. That should be a good game. Then on Sunday, we have Detroit at Atlanta, Jacksonville at Chicago, Cincinnati at Cleveland, Battle of Ohio, Green Bay at New Orleans. We have the Niners at the Giants, Chargers at the Bucks, Washington at Tennessee, Philly at Arizona, Miami at Denver, Carolina at Minnesota, Buffalo at New England. Sunday night, Houston at Pittsburgh with another playoff rematch. And then Monday night, Dallas at Seattle. Again, to me, the best game of the week will be the Thursday game, Chiefs Rams. And then, like I said earlier, if the Giants are as good as we think they will be, then that game against the Niners should be pretty good. Outside
Yeah,
of those two games, oh, and Buffalo, New England should be a good game. Outside of those three games, nothing really much going on this week.
I'd say you can move forward. I completely agree.
All right, so week 14, we got Thursday, we have Minnesota at New England. And then on Sunday, we have Tampa at Baltimore, New Orleans at Carolina, Atlanta at Cleveland, Tennessee at Detroit, Chicago at Miami, Denver at the Jets, Indy at Philly, Houston at Washington, Chargers at Raiders, excuse me, Kansas City at Cincinnati, Giants at Seahawks, Rams at Niners, and then Sunday night we got Bills at Packers, Monday night Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. So it seems like towards the end of the season, Pittsburgh's getting a lot of primetime games.
Yep.
But the games that stand out to me, I think Buffalo and Green Bay could be good on Sunday night.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
Rams Niners, that's going to be a huge game. Again, I we're going to repeat myself again, but if the Giants are as good as we think they are, then them at the Seahawks should be a great game. And then that's about it for me.
I gotta add in Chiefs Bengals.
Oh yeah, those two always play great
Yeah, because
games.
Mahomes is gonna be gotta be healthy at that point, assuming
Yeah,
nothing else happens.
if
So
anything, yeah, because by that time it would have been a whole year since he tore his ACL. He tore his
yeah,
ACL right this time
yeah.
last.
So that I think will have a be a good game with playoff implications. But you could go to week 15, and they start off with a banger. Week 15 on Thursday, Niners and Chargers.
Yeah, Niners and Chargers week 15 Thursday night. Jim Harbaugh playing against his former team for the first time.
Yeah,
Granted, though, it's been like 15 years since he coached the Niners, so a lot of those players are gone, so it's not gonna hit the same, but still. And then on Saturday, there's two games. We got Seattle at Philly, and then Chicago at Buffalo. Those should be two good games. Sunday, we have Cincinnati at Carolina, Miami at Green Bay, Jacksonville at Houston, Cleveland at the Giants, Baltimore at Pittsburgh, New Orleans at Tampa, Indy at Tennessee, Atlanta at Washington, Jets at Cardinals. Uh, Whoever loses that game will probably get Arch Manning.
yeah,
And then we have Dallas at the Rams, Denver at Vegas, Sunday night Detroit at Minnesota, Monday night New England at Kansas City. I think both primetime games, both Sunday night and Monday night, would be great.
yeah,
Uh, Cowboys Rams should be a good game, and then just for shits and giggles, I think Jets Cardinals would be interesting. I think both teams will probably try to lose that game.
yeah. I think Ravens Steelers would be good too. I also think they start us off good. Thursday and Saturday gives us three good games.
Yeah.
That's what I meant again about those one slot games. If you're gonna play one game, Niners, Chargers, Seahawks, Eagles, Bears, and Bills. Those are the type of games I expect to see. So week 15 will be a good week. You could go to 16, bro.
But before we go to 16, I just want to say about the Ravens Steelers. I
Mm.
understand that it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if it's gonna be a good game 'cause I really don't know about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, they have the oldest roster in the league. And I've been saying it. I think that they just need to blow this thing up and rebuild and start all over. For some reason, they're just trying to hold on and just keep kicking the can down the road. And their players are just getting older. They're not getting any younger.
I 1000% agree with you,
And I still don't understand why they're letting Aaron Rodgers hold them hostage at this point. It's just like, look, bro, you either retired or you're not. Like we ain't gotta
bro.
all
You're
can't wait
traded for
all year to
Metcalf.
make a decision.
Yeah, you're traded for Metcalf. Gave him the bag. Gave away Pickens. Like all of their moves is questionable. It's just it
Yeah.
is what it is, man. It's just I don't know, man.
All right. So week 16, uh Christmas Eve, we have Houston at Philly. And then Christmas Day, we have Green Bay at Chicago. Should be a great game.
Yep,
Buffalo at Denver, a playoff rematch. That should be a great game. And then a rematch of the NFC Championship game. We have LA at Seattle.
yep,
And then it says on my end, it says for Saturday to be announced. There could be a
yep. Because
Saturday game.
those are flex games. That's why.
Yeah.
Because
And then
they don't
yeah,
know who
we
they're
don't
gonna.
know. But on Sunday though, we have, and this could be changed, but we have Tampa Bay at Atlanta,
Yep,
Cincinnati at Indy, Washington at Minnesota, Carolina at Pittsburgh, Cleveland at Baltimore, Chargers at Dolphins, Arizona at New Orleans, Patriots at the Jets, Tennessee at Vegas, San Francisco at Kansas City. That'll be a rematch of the Super Bowl from a couple years ago. And then Jacksonville at Dallas on Sunday night. And then Monday night we have the Giants at the Lions. That should be a good game. That might be the first Monday night game that I think I'm excited to watch so far. And then I think Niners Chiefs would be a good game.
yep.
And then I think all three games on Christmas would be good.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. That's they lined us up on those holiday games. But really, the only game I'm interested in week 16 is the Rams and Seahawks. I'll keep it brutally honest with you because I think that's gonna come down to the division.
Yeah, I agree. All right, and then New Year's Eve we have Baltimore at Cincinnati. That should be a great game. Again, Saturday, January 2nd. Those are flex games. We don't know. And then we have Washington at Jacksonville, Kansas City at the Chargers, Denver at New England, rematch of the AFC Championship game. We have the Rams at the Bucks, New Orleans at Atlanta, Seattle at Carolina, Indy at Cleveland, Giants at Cowboys, Buffalo at Miami, Vikings at Jets, Pittsburgh at Tennessee, Las Vegas at Arizona, Detroit at Chicago. Sunday night we got Philly at San Francisco, another playoff rematch,
Yes,
and
sir.
then Monday night Houston at Green Bay. I think the Sunday night game would be great. Philly at San Francisco. I think Detroit at Chicago would be a great game. Despite Chicago winning the division and despite Detroit struggling all of last year with Dan Campbell calling plays and once again that defense not being able to stay healthy, Detroit actually swept Chicago last year. So that could be a good game. That could also decide the NFC North. And then, of
Yeah.
course, the AFC Championship game rematch between the Broncos Patriots. And then I think the Rams could beat the Bucks, but we'll see.
I'm just looking at the Chiefs
And then,
Chargers right now.
sorry to cut you off. And then New Year's Eve, I think Ravens Bengals be a good game.
Yeah, Ravens and Bengals, and then Chiefs Chargers would be my two favorite games of the week to look forward to.
All right. And then the last week of the season, all the dates are to be determined because it all determines how which
Yep,
divisions up for grabs and stuff like that.
all
The games
flexes.
be San Francisco at Arizona. That game will not be flexed. I can tell you that right now. Pittsburgh at Baltimore, Jets at Bills, Atlanta at Carolina, Cleveland at Cincinnati, Chargers at Broncos, Detroit at Green Bay, Tennessee at Houston, Jacksonville at Indy, Las Vegas at Kansas City,
That's all
Seahawks at
division games,
Rams.
huh?
Yeah, Seahawks at Rams, Chicago at Minnesota, Miami at New England, Tampa Bay at New Orleans, uh, Eagles at Giants, and then we have Cowboys at Commanders.
I mean,
So
honestly,
right now, I mean, it's hard to tell because we don't know how the season's going to play out. But I think that
yeah,
Rams Seahawks game can easily decide the division. We'll see how the Niners do,
yeah,
and I think Detroit Green Bay can easily decide the division. Yeah, I think the NFC North might be the hardest division because I can see all four of those teams winning that division. To be honest with you.
yeah. I agree. I would agree. Um, I think the NFC West would be better than them. Do is the top three teams would just be stronger, but
Yeah, but I
as
think
as
Arizona kind of brings the division down.
that's what I was gonna tell you. As a four for four, that's got to be probably the best division in football. But with that being said, I know we got a lot more stuff we got to record today. At least probably another 40 minutes worth of shit. Let them know where to find us, bro. Let's get up out there. Unless you have
Yeah.
anything specific you want to throw out there.
Well, before we get out of here though, real quickly, so uh the Super Bowl will be played on Valentine's Day
Mhm.
this season. It is the latest date ever for a Super Bowl, and because of their deal with ESPN last year, the Super Bowl will be televised on both ABC and ESPN. So we get a Valentine's Day Super Bowl. This might be the first Valentine's Day where people lose money because ain't nobody gonna be taking their girls out. Everybody's gonna be at home watching the Super Bowl.
Well, if the Rams in the game, tell Cupid stay away from me. Don't try to bust me in the heart. We try to take the dove. Know what I mean?
And then as far as the schedules are concerned, the Cincinnati Bengals have the easiest schedule in the NFL. And then Cardinals fans, y'all gonna love this. Arizona has the hardest schedule in the NFL, which I think Arizona wants because they're another team that's tanking for Arch, even though I think they got a steal in the third round with Carson Beck. But they do
Yes,
have the
sir.
hardest schedule in the NFL. So I think Cincinnati, they do have the easy schedule. If Joe Burrow could stay healthy, and if their defense could just be average. I know I said the same thing last year. But if they could just be average, be like 16th, 17th in the league, Cincinnati might
Oh no,
this
they
might be
they
a good
loaded
year.
up. They loaded up, bro. They brought in some stuff in defense. I want to say they brought in 4 or 5 players in free agency, maybe 3 or 4 drafted, 2, 3 players. They spent all their money on defense.
And they made the trade for Dexter Lawrence,
Yeah, and they still
which I
ain't
thought
got
was
no
funny.
offensive linemen, but
Yeah, which
I
I thought
mean,
was funny because Dexter Lawrence wanted to leave the Giants because he wanted the Giants wouldn't give him his money, and yet he gets
Well,
traded to a team that has a cheap ass owner, the cheapest owner in the league.
well, to be fair, they said they're paying him.
They gave him an extra year on his contract. That's not what he.
No,
I mean,
what I'm saying is they said they're gonna they his agent announced that they said they're gonna give him the contract he wants. That's why they gave
well,
up the 10th pick.
well,
They
yeah,
said
but see,
they
with the Bengals owner, to me, is I see it when I believe. I mean, I'll believe it
he
when I
might
see it.
he might change his mind next week.
Yeah, yeah. Like he's notorious for being cheap.
Yeah, and I don't know why you would
This
pay.
man did even this is
I
the
would
same.
have rather paid you 14 sacks a year, guy, over a defensive tackle that's not Aaron Donald. Just me, but I mean, just me.
Hey, this is the same man that refused to pay his franchise quarterback in Carson Palmer.
This is true, and then refused to trade him till it really got drastic, right?
Yeah,
But it is what it is, man. We'll see how it goes in the world of Cincinnati.
but your thoughts on them having the easiest schedule and Arizona having the hardest schedule?
Shit happens. Mm, shit
Well,
happens.
for Arizona might be the first, at least their fans anyway. They might be the first fan base to actually be happy to have the hardest schedule.
Hey, shit happens. They try and get Arch. Shit happens. I ain't mad at them. Probably the
Well,
best thing that
for
could
the
happen for
Jets,
them.
hey, Jets.
Lose every game. Get the number one pick. Don't even make it a question.
Well, for the Jets though, it'll be we'll see them in SoFi for the Super Bowl. Aaron Glenn said they got the missing piece in Geno Smith.
Now we won't see them in no Super Bowl anytime soon. I guarantee you we'll see Aaron Glenn working as an analyst before that happens.
They got the missing piece.
Yeah, only great cornerback that doesn't know what cornerbacks look like. It doesn't make sense to me.
It still blows my mind that they became the first team in NFL history to go a whole season without an interception.
And they're coached by a cornerback.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen, bro. When he had that flash with the two unstraps on the helmet, and he was out there getting jiggy. I mean, apparently he wasn't looking at anybody but himself, because it's like he don't even know what a cornerback look like. So it is what it is, man.
it's like y'all couldn't even get a tip ball.
Nope. Said not happening. Said we don't even need turnovers like that. Those are overrated.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I think they only forced like 3 fumbles. Like they couldn't get no turnovers. They couldn't do nothing.
Bro, it was going down. That's basically what happened.
That's all
Everything
good though.
was going down besides the turnovers.
Hey, but it's all good now. They got the missing piece of the puzzle. So
Yeah,
Jets
yeah, sure
Rams
as
Super
hell they
Bowl.
don't. I'm willing to throw some good bread on that one.
But
How
you
much?
can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and Spreaker. And then make sure you follow us on Twitter/X. For Mike, it'll be at Mob Squad 508. For myself, it'll be at Expector_Ant. And make sure you scan that QR code. And Mike, tell them what they could get if they scan that QR code.
Right, scan that QR code, head on over to W Energy, get yourself a little life support with some extra energy. That QR code Mob Squad 508 will get you 10% off all, not one, but all your purchases. So make sure if you need a little energy to whether it's to get through work or if you're still playing sports, head on over to W. They got a bunch of flavors to pick from.
All right. So that is it. Until next time, and I promise you, next time will not take 2 months. We'll be back. But for the 2026 NFL schedule, we is out.
Also, we'll be live every Tuesday going forward at 11 p.m. Eastern time. It's gonna have a whole new format. We'll build about this before the end of the night, but we're gonna have a whole new format coming for everybody. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. But we out.
All right. Peace.